Hello everyone, Denise here. Today I'm going to show you how to attach a hood to the Sowieso sweater, but also if you have a cardigan or sweater and you want to attach a hood to it, it's pretty simple. There's not much to it. So what you need to know is the stitch that was on your sweater and what kind of hood do you want? Do you want it to be more form-fitting to your head or loose? And then you choose which size that you want. I'll leave a general list below for the size of hoods for a typical age range, but everyone is different. And also if you like a more tighter hood or a more comfy hood, roomier hood, those will change as well. So how I'm going to do the hood for the Sowieso sweater is use a 4.5 millimeter hook. It's a clover with silicone beads on it. And then I'm going to use Speckled Finch Studios yarn in the color Woodland Winter. I will give you some specs on that. It is the yarn that is used on the sweater. So it is Speckled Finch Studios Woodland Winter. It is 100% super wash merino, 100 grams, 231 yards. It's a DK weight. I'm using 4.5 millimeter hook. If you want to do the edging after your hood, I'll show you how to do that in this video. Also, if you want to see the extended collar that I was talking about, that's also in this video. So that's where you would start now with the extended collar and or the hood. So it kind of works one and the same. If you want a hood, you will be sewing it up. If you don't want a hood, you will lay it on the back of the sweater. I think it's very, very pretty. So let's get started. If you want a contrasting yarn for your edging, get that ready because you'll need that after we're done with the hood. So right now, my sweater in its form right now, the sleeves are done, they're long with cuffs. There is no edging around my sweater at all. So in my very first video, when I said, if you want a hood, wait for the hood video, this is the video. So I'm going to start right here, right here. That is where the hood is going to start. And I am going to do mine in the same stitch as the sweater. So a two double crochet cluster stitch. So right here in the corner stitch, this is my single crochet row. And it doesn't really meet up there. So I'm going to start in the single crochet stitch that I had started my sweater. And this can be any stitch, whatever stitch you had going on in your sweater. If you already have it made and you're like, I would like to add a hood, then this is how you do it. Okay, so right here I'm going to chain 2. In the same stitch or space as the chain 2, we're going to yarn over, go into that same stitch or space, yarn over and pull up, yarn over and go through 2. Yarn over again, go into the stitch or space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2 more, yarn over, go through all 3. And we're going to do that in each stitch all the way around the collar. We will not increase for any reason. We will not decrease for any reason. We're just going to work in every stitch we have. So next stitch, 2 double crochet cluster, and in each stitch all the way across. And I'll show you what that looks like when I am done. Essentially, we're extending the sweater up. So this is really all I'm going to do. It's really not exciting. So I will come back to you once I get to the other side and we'll take a look at the work. So I'll see you in a minute. All right, make sure you go in your last stitch when you get to the end there. Now each each row you do is going to be the same exact as what you just did. You're going to chain 2, you're going to turn your work, you're going to put a 2 double crochet cluster in that same stitch or space as your chain 2, and all the way across. Now once you get to the size of a hood that you want that will fit over your head, whether you have measured your head or whoever it's going to fit, if you have measured them and you got to that height, then I'll show you how to close it up. It's very easy, and then we'll go to the edging. Essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to keep working until you get a really long piece of fabric that goes way up, and it's just going to be this big long flap of fabric. And then we're going to sew it up. I'll show you my hood on my sweater and tell you its size, but my size will differ from yours because my sweater is a different size than yours, I'm sure, and my tension is different, and the yarn on here is different than the yarn I am working on. So let me grab it. Here it is. So you can see where I attached, and I'll give you the measurement. My sweater is probably around a 3/4X. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but minus the ribbing, it's about 11 inches wide. So all the way around, 11 on this side, 11 on the other side. And then height-wise, it's about 11. So it's about a square, 11 by 11. It's not super loose on my head, but it's enough to go over my head and my hair, and I'm good with that. I'm also 5'5", so that could play a factor into how big you need your hood. And then this is extra also. So just the hood alone though, 11 by 11, and this is worsted weight yarn. So it's number 4, and it's bigger than Speckled Finch Studios, which is a DK or 3, like a lightweight 3. So every row, same thing over and over, and meet back up with me when you have the length that you need for your hood. A little tip, if you don't know, if you don't know and you're not sure and you don't want to go by the measurements that I give you in the description box, go find a hood on one of your hoodies or whatever. If you like the size of that, go by that size. If you don't, add or subtract whatever you need and do that. Same if you're making it for a child. Find a hoodie. Like, we usually all have hoods somewhere in our house. So just do that if you don't have an idea, or if you don't want to go by what I recommend in the description. So I'm going to keep working on this. I'll come back to you when we're done, and then we will do the edging. So if at any time you want to stop your collar because you like the length of it, go ahead and stop it. You may not want to do the ribbed edging around a collar like this, but you could do a single crochet edging all the way around your piece. I just thought this was kind of sweet, so I wanted to stop and show you this length of a collar. Also, one row before this would have been more of a stand-up collar, and that was cute too. So this is kind of like, make your collar or hood however long or big that you want it. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. I just thought this was sweet. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I have my hood done on mine. I am gonna give you a little bit of a tip before you sew yours up. I'm gonna measure this so that you know how long it is. From where I left off on the collar to the top is roughly 6.5 inches. I feel like this sweater will fit like a 6-month-old. And when I'm looking at the actual sweater with the hat, it looks right. It looks right. So just from experience from having children and knowing knowing what a hood looks like. Not that very many 6-month-olds wear hoods, but if I was to keep this on here, this is the size I think I would make it. Chest on this is right at about, right now, it's at about 22 centimeters, 8.5 inches. So it's pretty small. Probably looking at, yeah, about 3 to 6 month baby. So what I was talking about with the extended collar is, if you did not want to make the hood and you just left it as is, when wearing the jacket, you would get extra coverage on your shoulder area and on your back with this type of like varsity jacket. Varsity jackets zipped up in the middle and made the hood. But essentially, I think that is so cool. I'll insert a picture of my other sweater that I made in my size, the back of it, when I was like, I really like the look of that. I'll insert that picture. So if you're not going to leave it as is and you want to finish up your hood, I want to show you, if you don't like a point on your hat, this is what you can do. So starting where you left off, whatever side you're on for that, we're going to do another row, except we're going to decrease right in the center there. So I took my stitch marker out of holding my yarn. I'm going to pop my stitch marker right there in the center stitch. I folded it over, it's in the center. So right there, I'm going to do 1 or 2 decreases. Let me look at it. If I do 1, it's going to be like that. If I do 2, it's probably going to be like that. So I'm going to do 2. And then it will give a roundness to the back of the hood. If you wanted to do 2 rows and decrease in the center there once, over 2 rows, you sure can. This is optional also, so if you don't want to do this, don't do this. So we're just going to work the stitch that we've been working for the hood until we get to that center stitch. Then I'll show you how to decrease that. Two stitches from where I marked. So this is how you decrease the 2 double crochet cluster. Yarn over, go into the same stitch that you were normally going to go into. Yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go through all 3. Decrease. Do a regular stitch here where you marked. Oops. And then over the next 2 stitches, do that same decrease. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up, go through 2, go through 3. That's going to bring in our hood a little bit, and it's going to round. So let's just finish up and I'll show you what it looks like. It's not a huge difference, but if you don't want a point there, that essentially helps you get rid of the point. Like I said, you could do it over 2 rows. You could decrease twice over 2 rows if you want. This is your jacket. You choose how you want it. Now we need to sew up our hood. See how it bends, curves there? There's not going to be a point there now. You're going to start at the end where you left off. You're going to whip stitch or slip stitch or however you want to join your hood. And then you will fasten off once you get to this end. And then we're going to do the edging. So I'm going to pull off some here so I can sew up my hood. Now this stitch that you've been working the sweater on, if you've followed the tutorial, this stitch is completely reversible. So it's up to you what you want the inside of your jacket to be, like you want it to be able to be seen on both sides, I would do this very nicely and neatly so that you could have it flipped either side, worn either way. If you're not doing pockets, it makes it very easy to be reversible. But I guess if you wanted, you could have the pockets on the inside as well. I'm just going in and out of the stitches like I'm lacing up a shoe. I think I missed that one. You'll notice that I am doing an alternate of, I'm grabbing the front two legs of the stitch and then I'm grabbing the back two. I'm doing that so that it's not going to be one look all the way down. I personally feel like it disguises the stitches better than doing it one way, but like I said, to each their own. You do what you want. And down here to where we decreased. Now you'll weave in that end and your hood will be done. So I'm just going to run it through here a bit because I want to show you how to do the edging. Okay, we'll take a look at that hood also. How adorable is that? Super cute. So now if you have a contrasting yarn that you're going to use or a highlighting yarn, you'll switch to that. We're going to work up the side of the garment. We are going to put a double crochet for our first round. And then once we get back all the way around, we are going to do front post, back post, double crochets. It's your choice on if you want to do a single front post crochet, half double front post crochet, double front post crochet. It's up to you. This is your sweater. You're going to do what you want with it. If you don't like the post stitches, do whatever edging you desire. Maybe you just want to go around it with a single crochet. That's up to you. If you do that and you get to a corner, make sure you put 3 in the corner so you have a nice crisp corner. If you don't want ribbing, then don't do it. This is optional. This sweater is literally any way you want. I'm just showing you how I made mine. So okay, so the way it's going to be done, looking at the jacket here, we did the arms. I did not use a contrasting color on my arms. If you want to, go for it. I'm also not going to do contrasting on the ribbing either. It would be adorable, yes, I agree. But I didn't do it on the sleeve, so I'm not doing it on this either. So we're gonna start here, okay? The left front panel. We're gonna work all the way up around the hood, down this way, then we're gonna go all the way around the back, all the way back to where we started. Then we're gonna do front post, back post, all the way up, all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. You can do the front post, back post round, as many rounds as you want. If you like a lot of ribbing, go for it. If you have made your sweater and you think, gosh, it's kind of small around my chest, I wish I would have gone bigger, more ribbing will add more sweater. So if you want to do inches and inches of ribbing, that's going to make your sweater bigger. So keep that in mind. If you like the sweater as you have it on you right now, don't make too much ribbing, okay? But if you're having problems with it fitting, the more ribbing that you're going to add to your sweater here and down here will add length and it will add width. So let's get started. This is very easy. I know it sounds complicated, but it's not. We're going to start on the front panel, and as you're looking at the sweater, left side, so this side right here. We're going to go up and around. So I'm using the same yarn that I've been using, same color. Okay, starting in the very corner. Attach your yarn. I'm going to chain 2. And we're going to do double crochets. Like I said, if you want to do single, half double, double, treble, whatever you want to do, you do. I'm going to do double because that's actually my favorite stitch. So I'm going to do 2 to 3 double crochets along each stitch on my edge here. If you want to count your stitches, go for it. That way you can match them on the other side. I'm not going to. I am a wild card, so I'm just going to put stitches anywhere I feel like it, wherever it's easy, wherever it looks right. I don't want too many and I don't want too little. See, that's looking too few to me, so I'm going to add some more because you don't want too few for sure. Just as well as too little. You don't want too much of anything, you just want it perfect. We're going to do this all the way around. When you get to a corner, add 3 stitches. So this one doesn't count, obviously, because we started there. But when you get to this corner, add 3 stitches, okay? Because it's going to make it easier to round your corner when you do the ribbing. So this is really not exciting, and I'm going to put all my double crochets in just like this. All the way around. Once you get to the top of the hood where you have joined, it's going to look weird. It's going to look like this. You will just put stitches in and try to fill this in the best that you can. It will come out a bit, so just, you know, aim your stitches towards the center here. Make sure you get a stitch in each one of those ends, and you'll be fine all the way around. So I'm going to do this, and I'll see you in a minute. I made it all the way around. Now, since we started with 1 double crochet in the corner when we started our edge, we're going to put 2 more in that corner. So we're going to slip stitch to our beginning, double crochet there. Now we're going to start our front post, back post. And if you don't know how to do that, I'll be a little bit slow, but I have several videos pertaining to this actual stitch. So if you want to search my content for front post, back post, double crochet, I do it quite often. Okay, yarn over, go around, not the stitch that you're above here, but the next stitch right here. Go through to the back, to the front, just like that. That's a post. We're gonna crochet around that. So we're gonna yarn over and we're gonna pull through. Now we're gonna yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2 more. Next one is a back post. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to do the same thing except back. So I like to turn my work a little bit here So you can see this stitch right here from the back. Put your hook through and over, yarn over, pull up. Oops. Now yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Front and back. Okay, now we're going to do front. We're going to alternate back and forth. And back. Front. And back. We're going to do that all the way around our entire piece here. When you come upon your corners and you are doing your front post, whether it's this corner when you're coming back or the other corner on the other side, if you need to, put 2 front post double crochets in that whatever one that is hitting as a front post, because it will help you turn your corner and keep going in a nice manner. So keep alternating back and forth. I'll meet up with you in just a bit, and you can decide if you're going to do more than 1 row of the front post back post, or if you think it is good, and we'll talk about that. So just keep alternating front post back post double crochet, and I will see you in a moment. Okay, I'm to my other corner. I just want to show you. I have the 3 that belong to the corner, and the first one, I'm going to put 2 front post double crochets around this. 1, 2. Then I'm going to do a back post double crochet. Oops. And then I'm going to do 2 more front. And the reason I'm doing that is because if I don't, my corners are going to pull quite a bit. So you just go around the same stitch doing 2 front posts. Now I will meet back up with you in just a minute when I get to the other side, and we'll figure that out. Now this all depends on how many stitches you have, where you started on your project for the front post back post. You may not have to do this at all. You may not. You may not have to do 2 sets like I just did in this corner to get around the corner. Maybe you only need to do 1. It really depends on your stitch count, how many stitches you have on the corner, how it's going to look to you when it gets around the corner, and you can pull back too if you don't like the way it looks. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. I am around to the last corner or the beginning here. As you can see, I did a front post here. So the next one would be a back post double crochet. And this is of the 3 corner stitches I'm doing. The middle one would be a front post. So I'm going to do 2 front post double crochets there. And then a back post. Now it's your choice here if you want to keep doing more ribbing. If you don't, you will go into your first front post double crochet, slip stitch, tie off. Okay. If you are going to keep going, slip stitch, and then you'll go into your first front post double crochet again, and then continue to go back post in all of your back post double crochets, front in all of your front post double crochets. And you can have as much ribbing as you want. It's completely up to you. But I am done. So let's take a look at the sweater. Buttons are available if you want to watch that video. Sorry, I'm not doing it in this video. But if you want to go back to my cardigan video, I'll link it below to show you buttons. I like the look of no buttons with a ribbing, personally me. And I have closures where you hook it in together, and then, you know, like right at the chest area, you could do one at the bottom where they just fasten, like, you know, on a cloak. I like those kind of fasteners. Yeah, you can do whatever kind of closures you want. But this is essentially the sweater, and I think it's so cute. I'm going to measure the chest because remember we had measured it before the ribbing. So let's see what we got after. It's not a ton difference, but now it's 9.5 inches wide. So that's 9.5 front, 9.5 back. So that makes a big difference if you didn't have a large enough size to begin with. You could always do more ribbing and make up for that. So I hope you enjoyed all of these tutorials for my Sowieso sweater. I love this sweater so much. Please let me know if you have made this. You can always email me pictures, spiffyhandmade@gmail.com. I'm also on Instagram, and you can tag me there or message me there and show me. I would love to see them. I do have a Facebook group, but it's really, really small and low key. You're more than welcome to join it. I'll try to remember to link it below, but it's Spiffy Handmade on Facebook. So yeah, take care everyone. I appreciate all of you. Until next time guys, bye.